Hey fans, gojifan93 here, and welcome back to the Godzilla-thon. We are on day 4, and we are going to take a look at Godzilla vs. Mothra. Now, this is actually pretty ironic how this movie is on today, Easter, because it involves an egg. So, I don't know, it's just a stupid joke. But anyways, first off, I just want to say I'm sorry that this is a later video. I just had a bunch of, family stuff that I had to do earlier in the day, so I didn't have enough time to do that earlier, but I'm still getting the video out today. Alright, well, a lot to talk about with this one. So after rewatching it, I have come to the conclusion that this is actually one of the best Showa films ever. I mean, like, it's so good. It has everything in a Godzilla Showa movie that you would want. It has great characters, it has great monsters, it has great music, it has great special effects, it has a great storyline. Everything about it is really spot on. So basically, a little bit of the story is that Mothra's egg ends up just washing up on near a coastline, and all of a sudden, like, everyone's wanting to figure out what it is. Then you got this greedy businessman guy who comes along, and he buys the egg, and what he wants to do is he works for this, I guess, like, he's an entrepreneur guy, and then he works for this other jerk-off that is controlling everything, and so basically what he wants to do is he wants to put this egg in, like, an amusement park, or like, have it as some kind of showcase thing where people pay to go see this thing, and, like, to take pictures and shit like that. So he's in it for the money, and what we have here is our main characters, or at least our main protagonists, and one of the main heroes is a guy, I don't remember his name, but he's played by Akira Takarada, which is awesome to see him again, and his photographer partner, which I don't remember her name, sorry, I'm not good with Japanese names, so they find the egg, and they're trying to figure out what to do with it. Then they talk to this, I believe he's like a somewhat of a scientist, or not fully scientist, but he's just like, he's trying to study the egg, but obviously the entrepreneur guy comes along and takes the egg away from him. And so what they try and do is they try and convincing or they try to get the egg back so that it could be studied rather than shown off for money. But then they run into the twins, the Mothra twins, the little girls, and or the little Mothra fairy twins, you know what I mean. So they come along and they say, hey, you guys gotta get Mothra's egg back to her, or else Mothra's gonna tear some shit up. And so they're like, okay, well, we'll try and figure out what to do. So they go back to the entrepreneur people, and they tell them, like, look, you guys got to get the egg back, or else we're gonna be fucked. and they're, of course, they're like, nope, we're not gonna do it. We want, get out. We want the money and stuff like that. They don't believe them, basically. So then what happens is that they go to Infant Island, the main heroes, and they try and talk to I guess the Mothra twins, but then there's also the natives that are there, and they don't trust them because they said, well, you guys didn't give our egg back, because now what they did is they put the egg in some kind of big incubator kind of thing to show it off. And so obviously the native people on Infant Island are pissed off at them, and they're like, no, we're not gonna trust you guys messed up, and that's it. And it's, they say, please, they beg, and then eventually they have Mothra go and help them out. And the reason why they need help is because Godzilla's back, and I gotta say, probably the coolest entrance in a Showa film, or at least one of the coolest entrances that Godzilla has, is in this one, where he just comes out of the ground, and he's just like, "Raw," and he's just like, what now? And I just love the scene where he comes out and he's just like, hi, and everyone just freaks out. And from that point on, it's just full-on army assault on this guy. They send tanks, jets, and missiles. They try electrocuting him, but they end up like frying the antennas and stuff like that. I mean, Godzilla's just unstoppable in this movie. The suit is really awesome. It's very menacing looking. It's just great. And while Godzilla's just, going on his rampage, Akira Fukube's music is back, and it's just amazing, and it's just, oh, it's so good stuff. So that's why they needed to get Mothra. So Mothra ends up coming to help them out, And Godzilla finds the egg, he tries to break it and tries to get himself some breakfast. Well, Mothra doesn't like that, so they have a little bit of a fight. Now, I would have to say, as much as I'm praising this film, I would say that this battle between Godzilla and Mothra isn't really that thrilling. It's not really that kind of interesting. It's a lot of close-up shots, and a lot of times like Mothra is just kind of dangling over Godzilla's head and just like smacking him on the head. Godzilla's trying to like, you know, one funny scene though is like Mothra actually grabs Godzilla's tail and like drags him across the ground, you know, to take him away from the egg. That was pretty funny. But eventually Godzilla wins. Mothra does like her gold dust stuff, which is like the her last resort attack, and she ends up dying sadly. And Godzilla goes back on his rampage, and there's like this plot point where I guess these kids are on this boat and they end up getting trapped on the island where I guess Godzilla's going after them now. I really don't understand why Godzilla didn't go back after the egg, but whatever. They had to read the script, so so now they try and figure out, well, what are we gonna do, because there's children that are trapped on that island and Godzilla's after them, blah blah blah. But luckily that was in the egg, 2 Mothra larvas pop out, and 2 they were surprised, like even the Mothra twins, they were like 2, and oh my god, they thought it was just gonna be 1, but nope, 2 pop out, and they go out and they go to Godzilla and they fight him. And what's funny is, I mean, I can't believe that the King of the Monsters has such a tough time with these 2 just born Mothra larva things. I mean, the fact that he took Mothra out pretty well, but I mean, these things were giving him such a hard time, spraying the web on him, and he's trying to get out and stuff, and eventually they find a way to where they just can completely wrap him up in a cocoon, basically, and they just make him tip over the cliff in classic Showa form, where, you know, at the end of every battle they always fall off a cliff. You're going to be seeing that a lot in the future in the next couple films. But yeah, he just falls off the cliff into the water, and the Mothra larvas are like, yay, we won, and everyone's like, yay, they won, we're good, happy day, yay, and everyone lives happily ever after. So that's basically in a nutshell. Obviously I probably missed some stuff, but you know, whatever. Yeah, so all in all, just really good movie. I mean, like I said, the characters are really good too. I love the main characters. The dynamic relationship between Akira Takarada's character and the female character. I mean, they, like, at the beginning they butt heads and stuff. They don't really like each other, but then towards the end they start to create like a really good partnership, and you think that they might be falling in love. I don't know if there's really a relationship love thing going on in this story, but they turned, like, it was a good character arc. You know, they started as, you know, butting heads, but then all of a sudden they went from being really good partners together, and so I really like that. And the supporting cast was really good. Even the 2 main bad guys, the human bad guys, were pretty good, because they end up like backstabbing each other, and that was pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, just the suit, the acting, the special effects, everything about it. The storyline was just flawless. It was so perfect. So yeah, that's pretty much my review for Mothra versus Godzilla for Godzilla Thon 2014. And I just want to make a last little note. I have seen the latest leak of the Godzilla 2014 WinterCom or something video. I'm probably not going to make a video on that because I just don't feel like I need to, because, you know, it's kind of like with the TV spots. I don't really feel like I have to talk about it because it's already been talked about a lot. It's been leaked everywhere. And if you guys really want a good discussion about it, go to ETN's channel. He does a really good job explaining shit like that. So so yeah, but so that, if that answers your questions, if I'm going to do a video on it, I'm probably not going to do that. So I mean, probably the next Godzilla 2014 video I'll do might be the review when it comes out, so, because there's really nothing else to talk about. I'm just waiting for it to come out, so I'm just sitting back and enjoying. So yeah, so that's it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay big, G fans.